Pope Benedict XVI explains worship follows in Christianity, first of all, in thankful acceptance of the divine deed of salvation, letting God act on us. That is Christian sacrifice. The Holy Mass is not about our deeds, but His, and its saving power for our lives. In fact, this is what the Holy Spirit does. He enters us and seeks to carve out what is sinful in us to lead us to a holy way of life. He connects with the heart and gets at the real cancer in our lives, which is sin. Actions which separate us from God and our union with Him. The Holy Spirit also is one who washes the repentant soul clean and restores us to communion in every true contrite heart and every sacrament of confession. As Pope Benedict XVI mentions elsewhere, the Holy Spirit makes unjust men just again, and the dead living again through His own creative mercy. The Holy Spirit also encourages us and strengthens the soul's resolve in its pursuit to live a holy Christian life. For the Lord tells us plainly, those who do the will of God live forever. For there's nothing more offensive to God than our revolt against His commandments, which He laid out before us for our own good, to remain in covenant with Him. And we all have this tendency, as the old sinful Adam in us must die. For if we ever go in opposition to them, our very being is in opposition to God. In fact, the commandments call us out of our own egocentric life and into something greater than ourselves, which is God's saving work of redemption in our lives, active in the new eternal covenant. St. Paul explains in Romans how the Son of God's sacrifice provides us with every grace and mercy necessary to fulfill the law. He says, sending His own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, He condemned sin in the flesh, in order that the just requirements of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. As Christians in the new eternal covenant, we serve God not under the old written code, but through the new life of the Spirit. As we see the Spirit of God guiding the church throughout history, we notice He does three things. He directs the missionary efforts of the church, He guides her leadership in the truth, and He sanctifies her life through the sacraments. The Holy Spirit is always present in God's holy church. Whether we as Catholics are attentive to it or obedient to the Holy Spirit is another story. One African author from the 6th century wrote, "It will be no empty festival for you if you really live what you are celebrating. In effect, we are not logs floating down the river, but active participants in our salvation. Every Sunday, our whole life comes to worship the Lamb who was slain and now lives. In this way, at every Holy Mass, we are called to contemplate and even taste His saving work and how it's applied presently in our lives, not as some distant past event, but how God is currently sanctifying us and drawing us into His divine love through Holy Communion. We do not come here as equals to God or as business partners to do good in the world together, but to worship Him who went to the cross to redeem our life from the grave and taste the Spirit that saves us. The Mass and all the sacraments are first and foremost meant to experience the powerful saving effect of God's saving work on the cross, applied to our very souls. Then, secondarily, we are sent to serve and help others to know Jesus who first saved us. For how can I go to the cross to aid another if I'm not profoundly moved by the one who went to the cross to save me? How can I forgive another if I never experienced the profound forgiveness of where Christ has forgiven my own sinful wounds? How can I lead another to the Catholic Church if I've not first drunk from the Spirit of God in divine worship? further, where I continue to drink my whole life long, realizing God is not in the earthquake or the storm, but quietly present in the Holy Eucharist.